Dude, that was wild. Who can you trust? See, this is wild. Oh, so this is what I want to do. So they're going back to the. Oof. So they're going back to the class system. Battlefield. Yeah. Um.
Test day today.
Gotta get to say.
Crowder does a video.
Yo, man! Shout out to Steven Crowder. I like his show. Some of the stuff he says is a little far out there, but with his jokes. But I mean, beyond that, I feel like he's trying to get the truth, and he just has a very interesting way of projecting or presenting that truth. So, hey, to each their own. Anyway, shout out to the homie PBD. Shout out to Daily Wire, man. Shout out to Jeremy from the Quartering. Yeah, this is a very interesting time for the Conservative Party, man. So this is somebody I definitely want to hear their perspective on because he knows how to break it down. It's very intelligent dude. Shout out to the homie PBD Valuetainment. Make sure you guys hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. We'll deeply appreciate it. Definitely tap in with your boy and go help support him. Got a great channel, talks about business, finance, and politics, and all the other good stuff. Becoming a father, being a father, yada yada yada. He was in the military, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm tapping with your boy. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Deeply appreciate it. Hit Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at Kicking It with Him, and Facebook. Gaming. Let's get right into
Crowder
it.
does a video. For those of you that don't know who Crowder is, he's got 6 million subscribers, a comedian, conservative. I mean, the guy's a rock star.
Funny comic, by the way.
Yeah, billions
You know
on
he's
top
doing
of
stand-up
billions.
now. He's touring.
Is he?
Shout out to Brian Callen. Shout out to Brian Callen.
He should.
Oh,
he
dude.
should be doing it.
He's
Yeah.
he sent
Billions
me,
on
like,
top
some-
of billions of views, and he does this 27-minute clip, 28-minute clip. And when you're watching it, you don't really know who he's talking about, but he's upset about a contract. And everybody's like, well, is he talking about these guys? Is he talking about those guys? He's with the Blaze. Is it the Blaze? Is it this? Is it that? And then eventually, within a few hours, the CEO of Daily Wire does a 1-hour video responding to it, explaining that he was talking about them because the entire market was talking about this. My phone kept blowing up, people saying, did you see this? Did you see this? I'm like, what? Tell me what's going on here. And then, anyway, so apparently these guys were offering him $50 million for 4 years is what the contract was. And all in, they're going to end up investing around $100 million into Crowder. But it would be him having to move everything with them, responsibilities of 190-something episodes per year. If you miss one, it's this much. If you get a strike, it's this much. All these different things. That's in there, which, one side is like, well, that as a business owner, you have to have that. The talent is like, well,
very controlling.
I think I'm worth more. You should pay me this. You should pay me that. But it all got public, and there's a lot of different, some are saying, why did he do it public? It should have been private. Some are saying, good that he did it. There's so many people in the talent space that, want to have this be known because sometimes talent gets stuck. Like, back in the days, rappers or singers that would get
on the contract,
and then boom, they're like, you own this, you own that. And it was, a lot of people Sony had an issue with that when Michael Jackson one time got up and called that, Tommy Mottola. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
There's a bunch of this in that space. So we're going to see what happens next with this, but these are two big names you're talking about.
Who's he under, Pat? Is he with?
He's with the Blaze.
He's with the Blaze.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's got independent and he's got stuff that he does with the Blaze.
Is it possible, though, that this contract was the first draft that their lawyers gave him? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in negotiations, lawyers come at you with a terrible deal, and then you go, get serious, and you send it back. So I wonder, was this the first iteration? Did they even see it when they sent it,
So when the company that made an offer to buy us, I'll never forget what he told me. Best thing he told me when him and I were talking. He has done a couple hundred deals. Okay, this guy's name is Brian Adams. He's the biggest heavyweight in insurance right now. He built a company, $10 billion company is what he's done. He's done very well for himself. And he says, look, here's one thing that you have to keep in mind. If this deal doesn't happen, it won't be because you and I don't want to be in business together. It's because lawyers screwed it up, okay? He says every time our lawyers get to a point where the deal's not going to work out, you and I have to get on the phone together.
That's right.
Okay, it was the best counsel, by the way, on what he gave. So 2 weeks into it, our side of the lawyer, the one we had from New York, one of the most feared lawyers in all of America. And I'm not being like, I've dealt with so many lawyers over the last 20 years. We've spent, I don't know, $12 million on legal fees, $11 million in legal fees. So when you're dealing with lawyers come in many different shapes and forms.
He's the Sammy Bull of lawyers.
This guy is the most feared lawyer ever.
Wow.
So there is no, how's your day going? There is no, how's your day going? Okay? I'm here to do the job. Here's what I'm doing. And he goes at their throat.
Holy shit.
This is the shittiest contract I've seen in my life. You're trying to take advantage of this. What kind of a bunch of this is this? You guys are corrupt. You guys are this. And he's going. So they call me. Hey, you know, your lawyer just told our 13 lawyers this. Did you know this? I said, let me give him a call. So I call him up. So our board, we talk to each other, and I give this guy a call. I say, hey, man, listen, I love the fact that you're a pit bull. Yeah. You're our pit bull. But maybe try to be a German Shepherd for a minute instead of a pit bull. You're a little bit like, you know.
Yeah.
He said, well, listen, this is what you pay me to do. This is how I do business. This is why I'm the best in the marketplace, and I'm going to stick to what I'm doing.
Wow.
I said, I totally get it. Go from a 9.9 to try to get to an 8.8 if you can, right? So he's good for 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks,
You got
had
to pull it back. You got to.
By the way, this went for 6 months. Every 2 weeks, we had to have a call like this. Do you know how many times the deal almost fell through? If I told you 9 times, it's a small number.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's not worth it to me.
It was so many times that the deal almost fell through. So for here, there needs to be, listen, bro, our lawyers work for us. Your lawyers work for you.
Yeah.
They're going to write up a contract that benefits us, and your guys are going to fight for what's benefits you. And we're really dealing with 20 different things here, okay? On the 20 different things, you can't tell me all 20 things are important to you. Neither can I tell you 20 things are all important to me. I have to tell you what are my 5 most important. You tell me what are your 5 most important, and then let's negotiate the middle 10. Is that fair? Yes. I don't know if that took place here. Because once the deal happens, you got to get the lawyers to talk. If you guys negotiate money, it's a problem. And again, I know nothing about it. I don't have a relationship with Crowder. Your friends, him and I have never spoken to each other. He's going to be on the podcast here soon.
Good.
Yeah, he's going to be on the podcast here next couple of days.
Is he's coming in?
He's coming in. Yeah. So I don't.
So he's going to be on Word on the Block. He's going to be Timcast IRL Monday. Then I guess he's stopping by on Valuetainment. He's probably going to be here first on Valuetainment. Then he's going to go on Timcast. Very interesting. I can't wait for it. Now we're getting some very important intel on what's going on.
We're working on everything.
Stand up in the area?
I don't know if you know. No, he's not coming in for stand up. They reached out and we've been going back and forth. But
seashells with Vinny for
So Rob, we have something set up for next week, which we'll be announcing here shortly.
Yep.
Good.
So and then I don't have a relationship with the folks at Daily Wire at all. So it's not like, hey, I'm friends with these guys. We had a conversation. I've never spoken to the CEO of Daily Wire. We've never broken bread. We've never exchanged email. Nothing. But normally when you see deals like this, the job of Daily Wire is to write a contract that benefits them, and the job of, Crowder as a big face of getting the type of eyeballs that he's getting is to protect him.
100%.
Let the lawyers do the dirty work. Once you get involved, it's messy.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's messy. It's going to be, and by the way, Jordan Peterson apparently tweeted something and then he took it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
I'm doing his
unfollowed.
daughter's podcast.
Michaela?
Yeah. Saturday. I've never met her.
But how does it get to this point? Like we're in an eyeball attention economy.
Yeah.
This is pure speculation.
Yeah.
Is any of this for views,
No.
clout, and none of that?
No.
This is just what business gone ugly, and they should have kept it under wraps. Like, how does this get to the pop culture status?
Unless
He deleted
unless if your name is last name is Kardashian, where your business model is for your personal life to be public.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
You don't want your personal life to be public. Okay? You keep it to yourself. This is not stuff that you want to be public. You just don't want to be public, and it's public.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one,
Hey man, shout out to the homie PBD, bro. Shout out to the homie PBD. Go tap in with your boy. He brings up some very, very good points. So last night I was watching this, or I was listening to it right before I went to bed. I was like, man, I gotta pause it. I gotta hear this. I don't want to already go.
Yeah,
I don't want to go.
sure there would be.
And here's something else. I was also very measured.
I'm gonna go back. So
They don't get deals that
They could be wage slaves for a little bit, come over and make a salary and grow their brand. They could be wage slaves for a little bit. They could be wage slaves for a little bit.
God bless the talk boy. Those things are worth like $5,000 now. It's an expensive gag. So didn't want to have to do this, but Daily Wire outed themselves very, very quickly. And sure enough, if you see all of the people who work there, some of whom I have relationships with, they immediately tried to make this all about money.
Yo.
Here's the problem. There are a
What's
few
up?
problems, and I'll go through with some receipts. Everything that was said
Any
about
key, what's up?
negotiations, how they transpired, beyond the numerical value, which is true, and I'll get to, everything else is untrue. I don't really want to get into that. It's completely irrelevant. Here's why. Go back to the 20-something minute video, 30-minute video. You've never heard me say or write anywhere online that these offers weren't paying enough money. Why? Because it's not about the
Appreciate you
money.
for sliding through, man.
It's kind of unreal to me that the only thing these people can still talk about is the money. The conversation
Hope you're having a
was
good
about
Friday night.
conservatism, the movement, and big tech. They keep talking about money. I'm talking about a country. I'm talking about a movement. I'm talking about making a difference. It's not about the money. And
yeah.
Jeremy
Yeah, it's
and
okay.
the Daily Wire know that. How do I know they know
You
that?
into
Because
Hill?
after, according to what he said, I walked away from the offer. I did place one more call to the Daily Wire, and I made it very, very clear that it wasn't about money. That was not the topic of conversation. There was zero, as they've tried to portray this, miscommunication. It was one last call where the only thing that I asked for, my only demand, was their word, and not even for me, but for other people coming up facing these kinds of contracts.
let's say it's a kid who comes in with 500,000 YouTube subscribers or something like that, 100,000. Let's say it's some
Yeah, I'll
other
check
kid
it out,
you're
man.
You're paying six figures to come in and do it. There's not the penalty of the demonetization or if they're removed from iTunes, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, sure there would be.
And here's something else. I was also very measured. I was painstakingly
Nah, dude, I'm
clear
not gonna ban you.
in
You're
taking
crazy.
myself off the table because it wasn't going to be a right fit. That happens in business all the time. But that we weren't talking about me. We were talking about the futures of other people who could potentially be in that position, that very disconcerting position. No miscommunication.
What I'm talking about is you're describing a model for everyone, not just, let's get rid of me here. Everyone, if there's a penalty for being demonetized on YouTube, because your business model requires that be a huge component of it, you need to change your business model or this movement cannot work, Jeremy. I can't imagine my show trying to come up and be beholden to YouTube advertiser guidelines, let alone, I mean, honestly, being beholden from a conservative entity
Nice.
with hard strikes, right? Being removed, but let alone being advertiser friendly. We know how broad those guidelines are. They might as well just read, don't say anything offensive, and they change them at the drop of a hat.
I'm not suggesting that the guidelines aren't terrible. I'm suggesting that if making money off of those platforms is part of how you're justifying the salary you're paying someone, then or the fee I keep saying salary, the fee you're paying someone, then when those go away, everybody loses money. You can't pay the same amount with less revenue.
How about you create a different business model?
Now, I know
What
what
is going
some of you are thinking.
on?
Of course, telling someone else, hey, change your business model. I get it. I'm in no position
That's a sweet
to
spot.
say that unless instead of Monday morning quarterbacking it, here's the thing. I didn't just offer criticisms. I offered a guide on how to. Here's the deal. I want to sit at the table with people who, granted, have an immense amount of power.
Yeah, man.
And have incredibly deep pockets. That is all true.
Daily Wire,
to be clear.
lit.
And by the way, it's something that I want to have on our side of the aisle. But I offered a guide on how to do it. It is incumbent. This is what this is about. It is incumbent upon conservatives, if we believe what we say, to uncouple, to divest, if you want to use that term, from big tech. Right? For the business models of the movement as we move forward, to not rely on playing ball with Facebook and with YouTube. That is something that we have to move toward. You know that we've been trying to do that here for years. That's why every single show we say, hey, if you can watch on Rumble, please do so. We're not looking to be banned on YouTube, but at least we certainly won't compromise the truth in order to be advertiser friendly. Here's the thing, Daily Wire, Jeremy, and I really do hope that we can talk at some point. Please, you can pick up the phone.
Yeah,
we've done that.
Talk in person.
We here have found a way to make that work. For proof, see election night, our numbers on Rumble there, and see the numbers on Rumble when we get suspended from YouTube. I think it was 4 times this last year. And I went to great lengths to communicate that to the people at Daily Wire.
There can be no next me if the people at the top with the financial resources are doing the bidding. That's being the arm of big tech. What you just said is, well, we have to play ball with big tech if we want to make money. Well, I don't. Why don't you guys follow a model like I have and scale it? That's what I've been doing since 2014. You know that. Has been trying to make sure, which I thought we were all doing, that we can all flip the bird to Silicon Valley. This is saying we need him and you need to play ball.
Wow.
And by the way, before some of you ask for this, look, there's always personal information on phone calls. And for the record, I've recorded 3 people on phone calls in my life.
Yeah.
All 3 are involved with big tech.
Wow.
Just to be clear, the entire call transcript has been sent to others to verify without hopefully having to release the whole thing. And I'll be on Tim Pool's show, I believe, on Monday to talk about it. Now, this is something else that's been brought to my attention. Look, some people have been sent out from Daily Wire and have gotten very personal. Obviously, when we released this video, we didn't name names, and I told you there are a lot of people in the space who have made offers, and it is true. There are quite a few, and there are some others that have been pretty similar to this. This isn't an incredibly unique scenario, but there have been some good people out there too, and we're still talking with them. So I do know that some people from Daily Wire have come out, maybe been instructed to. I have no idea. I don't care. They've gotten very personal. I don't want to do that. At least I didn't want to. But now it's sort of necessary for me to do so. So these are the only personal things I will say about the people at Daily Wire. Andrew Klavan is one of my favorite people of all time. He has an unbelievable skill to make you feel like the smartest guy in the room, even though I guarantee you he's smarter than you. There are very few people whose company I enjoy more than Andrew Klavan. Jordan Peterson is not only a friend, I would go to the wall for him. He's a guy who has changed the landscape of our country for the better. Can't say enough good things about him. Ben Shapiro is possibly the smartest person I know. That's as personal as I'll get. Now, here's the thing. Only after that final call, after negotiations had followed through, pleading on the side of principle and knowing that it was completely met with deaf ears, did I come out like I did? See, here's the thing. Daily, they keep talking about a business. Well, I walked away from the table because I'm talking like it's about a country, about a movement. And this is the thing. The response that I've heard over the years is not just now. I've been doing this for a long time. You constantly hear, it's just business. It's just business. Well, guess what? It's not to me. Sure, I run a business,
life, bro.
But it's not just business.
He said,
and let me ask you,
life.
when have you ever heard someone say it's just business when they're doing the right thing? Ever hear someone give $250,000 to charity and say it's just business? And here's something that I would like to ask you, because I know that they've tried to play the identity politics and, misrepresent the whole financial situation. But yeah, over the course of 4 or 5 years, the total operational budget, meaning 25, 30 employees, all of the costs, security, health insurance, would have been somewhere in the $50 million ballpark for that total operational budget. That is true. Okay. First off, I think it's a good thing for conservative companies out there to be generating or capable of generating far more than that. And it'd be better than just Disney and just Netflix and just Hulu Plus. And I'd like
real
the people who are in charge of
compete.
that to be people who are willing to walk away from that if it comes with strings attached, with people who hate everything you stand for. So let's take that at face value, okay? I want you to ask yourself this question, okay? Put yourself in my shoes. What would it take? How much do your principles matter to you? What kind of a headspace would you have to be in to walk away full stop from $50 million? Let me ask you even further. What would it take for you to be willing to walk away from at least $50 million because of it causing harm to someone else that doesn't even affect you, but the next kid? I've talked about this, you have it in comedy. I'm never going to be the guy who...
For what I know, man, these people aren't trying to sway you. People that I watch, my personal... These folks aren't trying to sway you. They're just trying to get you the information, and you go out and you go out and go do your own due diligence, look into the information that they display to you, and you make your own opinion. I think a lot of the folks that I watch are pushing that. A lot of the mainstream media, and I'm sure a lot of these independent news places are, trying to sway on something. But the thing is, I want folks to give me the information so I can go out there and go, doo-doo-doo. I'm going to go look. Or I'll go read a book, open a book, or look on the internet, or go talk to somebody that I know. It makes me go out and ask or look for the information. But I feel, and right now he's really not doing any of that. He's literally just telling his own point of view of why this whole deal is not, why he's like not trying to sell his soul for $50 million to the company Daily Wire, which is pretty lit news, channel news organization, that are trying to buy him for $50 million, that he has to do this, and that every year to be able to get that $50 million. He's debating on if it's going to take away from his creativity of doing his own show, whatever he wants to do and having a normal life.
Pulls the ladder up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What motivates me is not money. Of course, everyone here likes nice things. They want to make a living. You've heard me say this many times. I want to pass the torch. I want there to be someone else to do this. It can't happen if this is how our movement is structured. And you know that, by the way, this could do irreparable damage to the movement, the country, and the people who've fought so hard for the ground gained if we've decided to get in bed with these people who want to strip it away. I'm asking, would you walk away? What would it take for you to walk away from $50 million? Because it's true. That's exactly what I did. It's exactly what I'm doing. And so long as these contracts out there include enforcement of big tech, of punishing conservative creators on behalf of the people we claim to fight and the people who have long since demonetized us and can't stand me, and part of me doesn't blame them. As long as these contracts include that, not even for me, but the next person, I wouldn't take $1 billion. And certainly not if you understand in context, when behind closed doors, I know, and these people know, and acknowledge exactly what's being done to the next generation of creators.
Bench talent, young talent, they don't get deals like this.
So they don't get deals that
freedom of speech,
be
man.
wage slaves for a little bit.
Freedom to think.
Come over and make a salary and grow their brand.
that you then own.
Well, I own parts of it. I don't own it. They can, when their contract's up, they can still go out and they'll still be famous. They can keep doing their shows, so go do a show somewhere else. They'll be in a far, far, far better place. You helped make them.
No, not long as this contract. This contract owns it in perpetuity even after the contract. You're paying a lease but getting ownership.
What?
That's what this contract reads.
On the content that we paid to produce, yes.
You know, look, I understand there are going to be different opinions on this. I understand that. As someone who does run a business.
That's insane.
And has to 20, I think maybe 25
I'm a
employees.
dummy and I understood that.
I understand people run businesses differently and have different priorities.
What?
Here's the thing. I would genuinely still, Daily Wire, Jeremy, love to sit down at the table and explain to you how you can make all of this work, how you can scale what we do and not have to be beholden to the people who we all go out and claim that we're fighting, and especially with all of the financial resources that you have, which, by the way, are very impressive. And by the way, since fielding requests for people who've sent this in who you guys are under these kinds of contracts, right? You've sent in your emails. If you're looking to either join a network or looking to navigate these contracts, we've been flooded. I'm going to try and get to all of you. But here's the thing. Let me give you my word right now. My word. Everyone, you can timestamp it, call me on it. Here at Mug Club, we will never take any ownership over your social media platforms or your channels, and I don't want a dime of your YouTube revenue.
Dean?
You make your own decision as to whether you want to be monetized or not.
Sure.
Some people want to, some people don't. I just have a problem with requiring that you do and penalizing you.
Wait, hold up, bro.
Have a whether you dime.
Shout out to that homie Kadeem.
Platform. We'll never. Everyone, you can timestamp it. Call me on it. Here at Mug Club, we will never take any ownership over your social media platforms or your channels, and I don't want a dime ever of your YouTube revenue. You make your own decision as to whether you want to be monetized or not. Some people want to.
What's up, man?
Some people don't.
Hey, yo, man. This
I
is
have a problem with requiring that you do.
Yeah.
And penalizing you.
Man, I'm kind of in like a little situation like this, but the situation is gonna be me having ownership of all of my stuff, of course, outside of what I do working for said person, said company. I mean, he tries to. I think he's very. What do you call it, man? I feel like I be on this shit too, but like I don't really know. I feel like Steven Crowder is so passionate about what he feels is right and the information that he gets that when he's talking to folks, it almost seems like he's trying to sway you because the information to him is so out there. It's just like, I don't know, man. It probably is though, but like with these folks nowadays, man. I mean, well, here's the thing, bro. When somebody thinks a certain way, it's going to be different. You get two people that think differently, and you get and then you add another person into that, and then those two people talk to that person. But those two people think differently, and they're explaining something to you or that person about said event or said thing. The sky is blue, the sky is red, and this person's like, okay, well, this guy's saying the sky is blue and this guy's saying the sky is red, but they both seem pretty convincing in what their information that they're getting. And not only the information, you could tell as a person by communication, body language, and everything that these people feel very passionate about what they think. Like, I don't know, man. I don't want to start like getting off into like a rant because like that can get way too deep for me to even try to wrap my brain around it. But no, man, I think there's a point. Well, like, I think what I was getting at, I mean, dude, both Steven Crowder is just trying to tell you how this stuff is. I mean, and it seems pretty far on the right side, which I can see why people like don't like him or whatever, or see that he's trying to sway you. Yeah, he's trying to sway you to the side, to I guess his side. I don't know. It's very interesting, man. It's very interesting. But I think to do that, the best thing to be able to do is to understand both viewpoints and form your own. I mean, hey man, like that's really what it comes down to. You got to be able to just get the information from everybody, man, and you just got to make your own decisions. Like when I have like something that I'm like trying to figure out, like a problem, I think they're called problems to me. If I have like a problem or something and I feel like I can't figure it out on my own, go and ask for help, man. But not even ask for help. I'll go out and be like, hey, man, I'll ask this person that I trust and this person that I trust and this person that I trust. And they're all experienced in their own different ways and yada, yada, yada. And they think their own different ways and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you get their points of view on it. Then you go, this one's good. This one's all right. This one's saying this one, but it's like, you know, I have these three to like go upon. So I go boom, 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 boom. I take the good, the bad, in the middle of all of those three, and I try to formulate my own opinion on it or conclusion. But I mean, obviously, that's not. I don't think that's taught. Side of it. I thought that, man, I thought that was very interesting. I thought that was a very interesting little thing there. And then obviously, people are commenting on Candace Owens. I'd like to hear what she has to say, but I don't have the time for that. I think there was something else that I wanted to check out. But go check out the homie Lowder with Crowder, man. Oh yeah, so I guess my whole thought on that is, if you're getting paid $50 million and you have to go by these people's standards, you don't like it, man. I mean, screw it. See ya. I'll go find a better deal. I mean, if that's really what that's about, people are really butthurt about that, then I mean, like, hey, man, you got to get real. But it seems like in that contract that the guy, Jeremy from the Daily Wire, was kind of like saying was kind of like, no, man, I wouldn't sign that. And then what? And then what is the question? What happened with her? She just like, she started going off the, hey man, like we could watch it. She started going off the off the rails. I wouldn't say off the rails, but like, hold up, like I'm just gonna, because he's gonna be talking over it and he's gonna be like, hey man, just watch the video and blah blah blah. You don't want to hear me talk over it. ABL chimes in on Steven Crowder Daily Wire. Candace Owens addressed the issue with Steven Crowder versus Daily Wire on her own show on Tim Pool's podcast. Unhinged, shilling for her employer.
Well, LOL to anyone who thinks that Steven Crowder is not doing this to make money. Like, I mean, I just have to outwardly laugh.
So this was tonight?
He's the person in a disguise. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
This
right?
was yesterday.
He's like, I'm here because I care about all of you. That's why I'm recording my friend and doing this crappy thing where I literally could have just said, no, I don't like those terms, and then said to everybody, I'm starting my own outfit. Fair. You walk away all the time. You have I have walked away. You know, I had an offer from the Blaze. It didn't work for me. You know what I mean? I don't need to piece apart the contract. I love those guys. I think Tyler is amazing. I mean, this is what I'm saying. People need to stop thinking that he is some knight in shining armor. He's not. He's not a knight in shining armor. And if you can't see that, watch this video, because I think his acting is never more apparent. Even the titles. I didn't want to do this. Oh, really? Then why the hell did you record him? What were you doing that for? Did you think you were going to go to
Fair
court?
point.
Did you think you were going to go
Guys.
to court? Because that's the only reason you go to court. Someone you'd be like, I don't trust my ex fucking wife. Pardon my language, okay? I don't trust my ex-wife, so I'm going to record this phone call for safety, right? You record it because you're nervous that there's going to be a court hearing or the police are going to find out, and you've got to back up what you said, okay?
This
Why
starts
are you
getting
recording your
wild.
friend? If not because you think it's going to go to court. Oh, because you think it's going to go to public and you're doing it intentionally because you know you're about to start a war. People, please use your common sense. It's not even because I work for Daily Wire. It is because he personally he's lying and he insulted me and during his lying campaign, he's still lying. He even said something in this video where he's
Candace
like, now
Owens
they're sending
is-
out there. No. You took, if you,
Oh my god.
if you're gonna aim and you're gonna hit somebody with shrapnel and it's gonna be me, you better aim correctly because I don't like shit like this. Okay, I have been quiet. I know Steven Crowder treats people like absolute trash. It's a known thing in the conservative movement. Ask anybody that works at the Blaze, any person who's ever had a show on the Blaze, how Steven Crowder treats people. By the way, you want to talk about contract negotiations? Why doesn't somebody reach out to Not Gay Jared? Right, who used to be with Steven Crowder and figure out why he can't speak? Why doesn't Steven Crowder release Not Gay Jared from his NDA? I don't like shit like this. Is all I'm saying. I don't like it.
So confused. There's like so many things there's so many things to lock in or like to tap in with. So I don't even want to get like too deep into it. I mean, I feel like we've already I feel like by watching that, I feel like I just really dived into some stuff. Yo, man, they're finally gonna get this this full Alec Baldwin. R.I.P. to that freaking filmmaker lady, the camera lady for that Rust set or on that Rust movie set. Man, that's crazy. Well, dude, that's like a big thing too, man. It's a big thing too. Everybody's out to get them, bro. I mean, I'd be on some shit like that, but it's like, I don't know, like that's just like that's a whole other story. For her, she definitely is like, bah, 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 bah. Well, right now, man, the conservative movement, they're attacking everybody. Their own people in their own conservative domain. So I agree with you, man. I feel like everybody should just stop trying to attack everybody or think that they're demons or out to get them. It's just like when these folks, it's so wild. Oh my god. Just watching that video, so she brings up that Steven Crowder, his ex-wife. And I thought he was just married, like just had 2 kids. So that means, is it this ex-wife? I mean, like the wife that he just had kids with? Which just all breaks down of like what's going on in the personal stuff and it's leading to the business stuff. So it's like, okay, what's up with that? And she's like, dude, that video goes nuts, bro. Hold up.
What were you doing that for? Did you think you were going to go to
Fair
court?
point.
Did you think you were going to go to court? Because that's the only reason you record someone. You'd be like, I don't. People need to stop.
And I mean, look, man, he recorded that because like you're talking to somebody about $50 million, man, and you guys own LLCs. You guys have businesses of somewhat here. Like, I don't know, man. If you're not recording that, I mean, he recorded that because like he knew that shit was sus. And I mean, I guess look, man, fuck that. I'm not having a conversation like that unless it's recorded. But maybe you shouldn't be having conversations with people who you don't trust. Like, but I mean, like, this is big time stuff. That like, the only reason why I even brought all this up on this video or on this live stream because I'm seeing that this is probably one of the biggest news things of this year so far. Is like the fact that Lowder with Crowder, Steven Crowder, he's left the Blaze. It was like last week, I'm pretty sure. Not last week, last month or last year. Is it true? Oh man, is it true? And like the conservative party has been the party that's been trying to like push for the truth of what's going on the past like couple years. And like they're not winning because these folks, in my personal opinion, on a certain side is doing so well at like doing bad things, J-Lo, that like the conservative party and the Republican Party can't do anything about it. My response to Steven Crowder's despicable betrayal. Look at that, dude. That gets even crazier. Ben Shapiro's like sending it, dude. Sending it. Oh, man. I still haven't even watched this show. We got to watch this show. I'm probably not going to watch it tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. We got to watch that. New leaked email. Biden and shady deals with China and Hunter.
Joe Biden lied. We all know he lied at this point because the story just keeps getting worse. But Biden claimed that he had no idea what was going on with Hunter Biden's business. He didn't work with them. And new emails have been released showing that Joe Biden was directly
What's going on?
involved.
Well, my
This
thing
not
is, man,
just Joe Biden talking to his son about business. This is Joe Biden literally working with his son on selling natural gas to China in 2017.
Or swag, call a shame exposed. I think what's going on with the Republican Party is that they have no back. I feel like a lot of those folks are like too rich on old money and too embedded with like the really, really old ways. There's a lot of racist stuff in it. There's a lot of non-racist stuff, a lot of misogynist kind of stuff. I do believe that stuff. But like, I don't believe that's the majority of the party. I feel like a lot of those folks of the Republican Party are just weak, man. They have no backbone. They have this ideal, this ideology, or this view of the world. Like, I kind of align with some of the stuff that they like, how they kind of see things. They're just like very kind of old school, not the racist stuff, not the misogyny. I'll just put it that way. I feel like they see that the folks on the left are all about the complete opposite. They want this, and that. And the Republican folks, their eyes are just mind blowing. Just pop out of their head. And the folks on the right, they go, we don't want any of that. But the folks on the left are like, we're going to do it anyway. We don't care. And regardless of what you guys do, we are going to do everything in our power to be every step in front of you every single time. I wouldn't say every single time, but like for the past couple years, man, they've been winning. I honestly feel like the past like few years they've been winning. The folks on the left been winning hard, while the folks on the right have been trying to catch up. And like the folks on the right are just so weak that they won't do. I wouldn't say like they won't fight fire with fire, but these people are just so weak. It makes me mad, dude. They just see this heinous stuff and they'll just be like, they'll just turn their head to it, man. And it just drives me insane because they're so worried about their bottom dollar and this and that. It just makes me, bro, it makes me so mad, dude. Just even talking about it. Like it's a good, like a funny mad, like I could laugh about it. But it's just like the folks on the right are just so weak. Like I want to align myself with them, but like when you like even think about that, you automatically get like ostracized by the folks on the left, and then you just get put in these categories of like you're racist, you're a misogynist, or like you're a bigot, or just something crazy like that. And it's just like, bro, some people just have views that, aren't racist, aren't misogynist, and they don't align with you. Like, some people are just in that category. If they just don't agree with you, but they're not racist and stuff like that. Like, it's just wild nowadays, man. But I'll definitely say the folks on the right are very weak. The folks on the left, they're weak in like an emotional, like they're just so emotionally weak. They can't accept like when people like talk to them with a deep, firm voice and like treat them like a human being and hold them accountable, like they don't like that shit at all. So like I've like noticed that. And they're like so weak that like if you start doing that stuff, then you are misogynist, racist, and they want to cancel you. And like these folks are like, they're the folks that they want to do everything in their power to win, no matter what. Win, win, win. Like that freaking DJ Khaled song, that is like their anthem. Like win, 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 no matter what. I wish I can play that shit. And they're willing to like, I would say probably kill people, willing to cheat, willing to lie by any means necessary to win. I think both sides do it too. So like to that's where I would say the higher echelon of both sides, probably even in the middle too. The higher echelon, the people who are at the top of both the left and the right, are definitely on some shit like that for sure. The racist, misogynist, they don't want anybody to win but them. They want you to eat bugs. They want you to live in a hole and rent and never own anything. They don't want you to grow any of your crops or own any of your land. They want you to like suffer and work for them while they make money off of you and your children and grandchildren and so on and so forth. They want to get rid of your what do you call it? Your past, so you never know where you came from. And then you forget where you came from, and then you just get like molded into the sad sad human being that they want you to be.